And hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. You know, I have some stuff I want to talk to you about. I guess the first thing I want to talk to you about, though, so there's something that took place this weekend, and it's called the hands off movement that took place. And a lot of I actually was in every state across the country and multiple cities across the country. I think they came out, they said it was like 1,300 cities. It was pretty interesting, right? There's a couple of things about that. Liberals know how to organize more so than conservatives. Now, I know in the past when I've always seen that conservatives try to do something all across the country and people would show up, quite a few, not a lot, just a little bit of people would show up all across the country, but nothing like the liberals. And I think a lot of that has to do with because when conservatives show up to an event, or when conservatives don't show up to an event, they don't show up because they're concerned about what the radical left will do. They'll send out Trans Tifa, or they'll send out BLM, or just some radical liberals will come out, and they've been known to be violent multiple times. So a lot of people don't show up to pro-American, pro-Trump events because they're concerned about the radical left showing up being violent. But when the left has an event, they show up in the thousands. And they don't ever have concerns about conservatives, Christians, Republicans, MAGA extremists, no matter how you want to refer to those on the right. They don't ever have a concern about those that support Trump, love America, actually showing up to be violent towards them. They don't ever have a concern about it. You know why? Because it never happens. Conservatives, Republicans, those on the right don't purposely show up to be violent against those that they disagree with. They never do. Never happens. Never, ever. That's the reason why they feel so comfortable going out in the thousands. They feel so comfortable going out in the thousands doing what they're doing. Like for them, it's like perfectly fine. We get to do this because we're fighting for our justice. I see it all the time. Well, this past weekend, here in the state of Texas, actually there was two events. I went to the event at the Tesla event. I went there first, and I heard about them having this national event, across the country, but I just didn't think about it. Oh yeah, it's going to be at Austin. But anyways, I went to the Tesla event this Saturday morning, and it was a little damp out there because it had been raining, but not that many people showed up. Well, I'm talking about the left. Not that many liberals showed up because majority of them went to the state capitol here in Texas. So after the Tesla event, I went to the state capitol. And when I got there, I went with my camera. I went by myself because a lot of people don't want to go to these type of events because they know how the left will be. They know the left can be extremely violent because you have a disagreement. Even if you're holding a sign that they don't like, if you're wearing a hat that they don't agree with, they'll try to take the hat off. If it says MAGA, if it says Trump, or America First, if it says anything like that, they'll try to take the hat off and throw it down on the ground and make sure you don't get it back. If you're holding a sign, they'll take that from you. Well, I showed up to the state capitol here in Austin, Texas, with my hoodie on that says Trump is your president again. And when they look at me, they see me coming. They really, at first they don't really pay attention to right here. They just kind of look to see my face. And because I have dreadlocks, they're kind of just like, okay, he must be safe. So they really don't pay too much attention, right? To see a black guy, because I think it was probably 2.2, not even 2%. I would probably say 1.5% of the people there were black. 1.2%. The rest of them, straight white liberals. I mean, older white liberals too at that. Majority of them. Majority of them. Well, so I'm there, and I don't know if y'all seen it, but I'm there. And Shanda, can you download that real quick? Can you download it real quick? There's I put it on my X page. Just get like the one of them. Here, I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'll send you which one I want you to get, because some of these I can't, there's no music in them, I don't think, but I want to share with everyone what I had on. And while I was there, okay, here, I'm gonna send this one to you. Actually, it's pinned on my X page. Can you just go to my X page? Okay. And if we bring that up, I'll just just put it up on the thing there, and I would just share that and show everyone what it is on the X page. So as soon as you get it up there, I will bring it up. And so I'm out there, and I'm just, I record myself, right? It's thousands of them, mind you. And I got it on a Trump is your president t-shirt again. And so what did I do? I went to the very top of the stage and faced the crowd. The event was from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I was right there facing the crowd, and I wasn't yelling at anybody. I was just allowing them to see my shirt. Right? Okay, here it is right here. And see, that's me right there. I record on my phone and I put it on X. And I'm just there, thousands of liberals. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but here, look at this. So I said I'm in the belly of the beast here, but right there, Trump is your president. So I'm there, and and actually when I recorded this, twice as many people showed up afterwards. Because this is when I first got there. Twice as many people showed up afterwards. So while I'm sitting there, and of course, right there, where you can see it right there, biggest day, Trump is your president again. And if you love this beautiful t-shirt, it is currently on my website. It's currently on my website. When I'm going to tell you something about my website here in a minute. So if you want to get one, you might want to get one of these right now. Okay. You might want to get one right now. UniteAmericaFirst.com. You might want to get one right now. Well, like I said, it was 2 hours long, and I go to the top of the stage, and I turn, and I'm facing the entire crowd the entire time, except for the last 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes of this event, here I am, a black guy with a Trump is your president t-shirt on, standing in front of all of these liberals, and they're all telling me I'm number one. Whole bunch of them every now and then. You're number one. You're number one. You're number one. And I'm just like not saying anything. I'm being extremely quiet. I don't think I've ever done an event like this, protests against liberals like this, and not said a word and actually expressed so much simply by what my hoodie said. Simply by what my hoodie said, they were getting extremely triggered by all of it. I mean, it was the most eventful event that I've ever protested at without saying a single word. Well, the last 30 minutes of it, the ringleaders, they got wind that I was standing up there on the stage with everybody in the crowd. Now, mind you, every single time this one lady got up there, she was like one of the organizers of the whole thing. And she got a thing called 50-50 or whatever it is, or something like that. Some group, some radical communist group. Well, she kept going on there saying that if you see him, just ignore him. And at first I thought she was talking about me. She said, when you see the Trump supporters, ignore them. Because, see, they just imagine that nobody, a single Trump supporter, would show up. Because, see, Trump supporters don't ever show up to things like this because they know how the left will be. They know that they will be pretty radical. They will be violent with them. We see it all the time. Let me show you a video. And, okay, but let me finish this. So one of the ringleaders finally found out that I was up there because someone told him they only got 30 minutes left now, mind you. 30 minutes. I've been up there hours from 2 o'clock to 4:30, just standing up there in the front were all of them reading my t-shirt. I mean, every last one of them could see my t-shirt. And they were like looking, they were all looking at me. They were confused. Black guy, Trump shirt on, supporting him, supporting America. And they were completely confused. Like, it does not register. Well, when the ringleader found out, she came over there and she was yelling at me, "You can't be here. You can't be here." And I said, "I've been here all this time. I haven't said anything. I've been here peacefully, right? I haven't said anything." Well, she got on the microphone. "You see this guy? He's not with us." And the entire crowd every single person, I wish I was recording it. Somebody got it recorded. But the entire crowd told me I was number one. I mean, thousands of them. And then, of course, the cops, the state police was there. They had to come and get involved. And they said, "Look, for your safety," because they started surrounding me at that point. They started pushing on me, right? And so I got my camera and my microphone and I'm sitting there, so I did record a little bit of that when they surrounded me and I was on stage and they said, "You can't be here." And the state police came over there, of course, and I moved. And I just moved to a different location where I could stand up on this other side, where they all could still see me. And the liberals, they tried to come over there and block me and they couldn't do it. They were so triggered. Well, anyways, at the end of that, the state police said, "Are you going to be, where did you park? Which way are you going?" I said, "Well, I parked in a parking deck." And he says, "Are you going to be okay?" I said, "I'm more than likely will be okay." And he said, "Well, we'll just keep an eye out just in case." And they had a drone flying over me the entire time until I got to my vehicle. But
you didn't tell me they had a drone flying over you.
Yeah, they had a drone flying over me. There was multiple drones in the sky, and only the police officers can fly drones in the sky because of the geo tracking. Only the police can fly drones over the Capitol. So they had multiple drones, and they had a drone follow me, and people were like looking up at the drone. I said, "I know that's for me." Making sure to see if anything happened.
It's interesting, though, that even the police knew that you might be in danger.
Right.
Right? I mean, what does that say?
And the police officer said, and there's more of them. Because it was telling you, it was thousands. And the police officers know that they can be violent, that they are violent. Yeah. So, for my safety. So let me show you what the crowd looked like. Here's the crowd. Here's the crowd that was there. And what do you notice? What do you notice? Let me play this for you. Look.
The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
Y'all see that? What do y'all notice? What do you notice? Look at that. I mean, and apparently it wasn't only like this in Texas. This was like this all across the country. They're older white liberals. Older white liberals. Now, there's a sign right there in the middle. Can you see? It's not in the middle now. It's all the way on the other side. What do you see right there? What do you think that means? Do you know what that means, Shannon?
Yeah, get rid of 47.
Yeah, not in a nice way.
Right.
Not in a nice way. And the interesting thing is while the radicals were on stage, and I'm going to play some of that for you. While the radicals were on stage, they were saying that they're the peaceful ones. They're the ones that's peaceful. That they're the ones that's loving. I mean, and they're having this is terrible. The person holding that sign, the FBI should be paying them a visit because they're not saying, just vote them out. They're not saying that at all. They're wanting the person that failed, or they want what happened at Butler, how they failed at Butler. They want them to be successful. That's what the 86 mean. And this is the radical left that's doing this. This is the radical left. And there was thousands of them, people. Thousands of them. And I'm at the top. And they're all, and for the most part, they try to ignore me. But every now and then it's kind of like looking at me, staring at me. But no one was saying anything in the crowd. They could have said, "Hey, what about him? What about?" No one said anything. And I just knew that someone was going to say something at some point, not 30 minutes until it was over. But I was just I can only imagine that the people in the crowd seeing me with the shirt on that says Trump is your president again. I just imagine that someone here in the crowd would have gone, what about him? Why is he up there? But none of them didn't, because it's like it didn't register with them. It's like they didn't understand. They couldn't comprehend it. Because they see a black guy and they're like, okay, well, should we say something about the black guy? Should we say something about the black guy? I mean, look, it is what it is. And I love this hoodie. I mean, I really do. This hoodie is really amazing to me. I mean, this hoodie is absolutely amazing to me. I think it's pretty awesome. It really is. Let me bring it back here. And you see, I'm up here in the front. Actually, this is before they were really looking at me. Like I said, this is when I first got there. But they like hours I was standing right there and they were just all looking at me and they couldn't figure it out. Which brings me, can you put the page up, Shannon? I want to ask everyone, look, I brought this up a minute ago. Like, because of what happened with me with all the censorship and everything, things have been really rough on my end, just to be transparent here. And if you want this beautiful t-shirt, you're going to have to go to it pretty quick here. Or if you want to help me keep my website, if we can possibly put that up, Shannon, that'd be great. If you can possibly go to my website, if you want to go to my website, you can get one of these right now. But if not, because of what Facebook has done to me and what YouTube had did to me, my Facebook, the only way I can keep it up is if you help me keep it up. My website, I'm sorry. What Facebook did to me.
We can't afford things right, but
yeah, what Facebook did to me, and at what point what YouTube did to me. In order for me to keep my website, I need your help. This is just like the cost for the yearly cost for it. And, you know, it's not that much compared to a lot of other websites.
Yeah, they just don't let you do it monthly. You have to do it in
right.
bulk, and unfortunately,
yeah.
we
So
don't have
if you want to, if you really want to help me keep my website up and where you can still get that beautiful t-shirt, I should have put that picture on there with my Trump is your president t-shirt on there, because I know liberals are not going to support me. So if you really find it in your heart, you want to help me continue to keep going with my website where I can have the beautiful t-shirt on there, keep pushing the content. And you said put the hourglass on there because time is running out for me.
Yeah, we have to pay it next week.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. So, and I'm only asking, and just, you know, last week I asked people to help me with my MAGA phone, and it's coming today. I was hoping that would have been here Friday so I could take it Saturday, but there's going to be more events coming up. So I will still be able to post videos, but my website where you can get the beautiful t-shirt and all of that may end up having to go away. But if you find it in your heart, please help me out. Go there to givesandgo.com/website to help me keep my website up, and so people can have someplace to go to get factual information, someplace to go and support Will Johnson. A lot of people go there to support me, but I'm asking you right now, because what they've done to me. So put it this way. President Trump, Elon Musk, they're getting rid of waste and fraud. And they're upset because people are just sitting down and doing nothing. And these people that wouldn't even want to send an email out, they're losing their jobs because they won't even send out an email. Here I am working every day, trying to work hard, trying to do what I can, trying to do all that I can. And I'm just asking if people could go here to thegivesandgo.com/website to help Will Johnson keep his website up. Right. I'm working hard. I'm trying. And I've always heard it that, you know, they say, never give up, never give up. I'm trying not to give up. You know, there's a lot here. And liberals, they love the fact that I'm hurting like this. They really do. They love the fact that I'm hurting like this. They want to see me fail. And, you know, did you hear about the guy here in the state of Texas? Did you hear about the guy here in the state of Texas? They were at I think it was was it a tailgate or some kind of meet, right? Like a track meet or something like that. Well, the black guy ended up removing the other guy from planet Earth. You know what I'm talking about, right? He unalived him, right? And now there is a GoFundMe. And see, I can't do GoFundMe because if I do GoFundMe asking people to help Will Johnson to keep his website up, GoFundMe will remove it. But GiveSendGo is different. GiveSendGo is ran by Christians, conservatives, which is pretty awesome, actually. It's ran by Christians. Now, GoFundMe, they have a GoFundMe for this young black male that took the life of the white black male. The white male. Look, I got my box of Kleenex here. I got sinuses going on like crazy, like it's hit me hard. But anyways, they have a GoFundMe for the black male, and they set the limit for $100,000. He's about to hit $150,000. And I look at this and I'm like, you know what? These people, they support things that are wrong. He was wrong. I don't care if he called him the N-word. I don't care if he pushed him. That is no excuse to take somebody's life. There's no excuse for it. None at all. I don't care how much they hurt your feelings or how much they pushed you or even someone punched you. He was screaming self-defense. Now, if the other one was threatening his life, then maybe, okay. But no, his life was not threatened. But he raised over $100,000 as of today. Because this evilness in this world, they're quick to pour money. They're quick to pour money into it, into other evil things, because they know this is not right. And they're trying to make it to where this young male doesn't have to pay for his consequences for what he's done. If the roles were reversed and someone created GoFundMe for the white kid, if the roles were reversed, what do you think GoFundMe would do? They would take it down immediately. As soon as it went viral the way that it has, they would take it down immediately if the roles were reversed. But because the roles are the way they are, GoFundMe is like, yep, let it go. 100,000 and going. And all I'm asking is for people to go to my website and support me, go to givesendgo.com/website. They help me keep my website up. I never constantly ask for people to help me. I never do. But I'm asking you now, if you find it in your heart, please help me.
Yeah, now we're just asking, for specific help for specific things.
Right.
So people know that what we're asking for.
Yeah.
Not just a blanket send money, although we always need that. But we want people to we're kind of being transparent like Doge.
Yeah,
right,
seriously. So, like I said, I did have some. So, if you would, please, if you find in your heart, go to givesendgo.com/website.
If we don't get it, unfortunately, the website will come down.
Yeah.
We just have no other choice.
And if you want that beautiful T-shirt, or it's I got it in a T-shirt and I got it in a hoodie. If you want it, you can go to my website right now and get it before the website has to go down. So, I'm really disappointed with myself. Just to be honest with you, because I hate that I'm at this point where I'm having to ask people to help me keep my website up. But you know what? I'm being honest with you, and I'm asking God's people to help me out. Had I known last week, I probably would have been just asking you to help me with my website instead of helping me get a megaphone. Just to be honest with you. So it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough on my side. I can't even go into complete details. Okay, here's some of the event that you probably haven't seen from this weekend. Now, look how close. This is my camera footage. Exclusive footage by me. Look how close. This is the speakers on stage. This guy, his name is Wu. He's a Chinese American. And I want y'all to listen to some of the stuff that he's saying in this video. Look how close I am. I'm on the stage. I was up there for hours before they recognized that I had that beautiful sweater on. But listen to some of this.
Everyone is allowed to be happy, however that seems. And what we have woken up to is a nightmare, but a nightmare of our own creation, because we allowed the billionaires too long to run amok without any checks. Because we went so long and just let politics go by itself. Too many people said, we don't have time to pay attention. It's too much, we can't deal with it. Can you deal with this now? And my friends, what I want is for the world to see, for the people in this building to see, the problems that we have today were not created by trans people. Your 401ks dropping like a rock, that was not DEI. You federal employees losing your jobs, that was not LGBTQ people. It was not black people. It was not Latinos. It was not Asians. It was not any of the groups that are made into monsters time and time again. And what we know each time, after every single time, people use these things to divide us, to tell us that we have less in common than we actually do. And that is, I want y'all to wake up the rest of America. I want y'all to wake everybody up. I want y'all to wake up the people who say, we don't have time for this. We can't be bothered. Both sides are the same. Everything just stays the same. Well, it's not. We're on the pathway to burning our country to the ground because we elected the arsonist to office.
I mean, you hear this? Can you imagine? He's actually saying President Trump is burning the country to the ground when President Trump has reversed so much that has been harmful to this country. And I love what President Trump is doing with these tariffs. Now that I have a better understanding and I'm still learning more about what President Trump is doing with these tariffs, the tariffs are awesome. I mean, look at all of the countries right now. They're saying, okay, we're going to zero tariffs to get President Trump to reverse it, to go to zero tariffs. He's bringing it to where the United States of America can flourish. Why these people are against President Trump doing that? Because they're not for America.
And you know what's weird to me, Will, is there were so many trans people as the speakers for the Democrat Party. It's so many events across the United States.
Their whole event was about that.
It was about trans.
Their event everywhere across the country was about that. It was about that 100%.
Many videos. I mean, we saw it here
it's
in Austin,
everywhere.
You know,
everywhere.
Yeah,
that was their main focus. I don't know any conservatives or Republicans saying that they need to go purposely go out and address these people the way that they are, right? Confronting them. If you're an adult, then by all means you get to do what you want to do. But we've said it multiple times: leave the children out of it. But see, that's where their problem comes in because they want to influence children to be a certain way.
And what I want us to do is to wake America up and go talk to everybody. Go talk to all of our neighbors, all of our friends, people who are now realizing what they have done. It is not too late. It is not too late for us to save our nation. It is not too late to save everything that we believe about this country. If we want it, we have to fight for it. And let me just say this to the people in this building, to the governor: we, the people, liberated this country once before, and we will do it again.
And you know what do you think that means? What do you think that means?
When he says
how did liberation come, right, for this country? How did it come? While the sign right behind him says 86-47. What do you think that means? What do you think they're referring to? See, I've learned so much by watching and observing these people for so many years. They put out subliminal messages. Why do you think that they're so violent? They're not, I mean, really? See, they're getting manipulated on a scale that most people have never seen before. I mean, had thousands of people out there. And this is me on the stage recording them with my beautiful shirt on. And no one on the stage, of course, they didn't see me right there on the stage. They didn't see my shirt, rather. because I kept facing the audience. I kept facing the crowd. So while they were saying all of these hateful things about President Trump, they could see me on stage with my t-shirt, with my hoodie on, saying Trump is your president again. So I made sure, because I had my camera pointing this way, because they were and I was facing the audience, like you're the audience, but and the speakers was this way, because you can see he's facing the audience too. He was facing the audience. But they had all these signs. Someone should have went around and said, look, we're not going to have those signs here because that's actually inciting violence against the sitting president. That's exactly what that sign says. That's exactly what it means. See, they feel emboldened to come out and speak this and to express their disdain for President Trump to the level they want to 86 him. Right? And it's like a lot of people don't even know what that means. Surprisingly. There's a lot of people don't even know what that means. But they got signs out there. And there was multiple people out there with signs like that. Some of them actually just went ahead and, said the K word. Now, I'm not going to say it here, but some of them, it had the K words on the sign. 47. K47. Big signs. I think I recorded some of it. I know I did, but I had to go. There's so much footage.
Let them hear you! And one day, very soon, across this country, African Americans, Latinos, Asians, Muslims, Jews, LGBTQ people, every community.
You know what community? He said every community, but he didn't name white people and he didn't name Christians. They're excluding those. They're excluding Christians, true Christians, of course, and they're excluding white people. And majority, like I said, 98.7% of the people that were out there were 98.97% of the people that were out there were older white people. I mean, that's what it really consisted of. There was a few young ones out there, sporadic, and maybe just I think I seen maybe 5 black people, including myself there. 5. I mean, it was really bizarre. And they're talking about how they're so inclusive.
That has a boot on their neck.
You see that? And the only ones that they're wanting to put a boot on their neck are Christian white people or black people that support President Trump, or anyone that supports Trump that is a Christian or that support Trump, period.
One day very soon, those communities will turn around and see whose boot it is. And the day that all of us realize that we all have a common enemy, that is the day we win. That is the day we take this damn country back.
Wow. Wow. So who's the enemy? Was it the ones that he didn't list it? Christianity? That's their ultimate goal. And I've said this for years, that their ultimate goal is going to be Christianity. They're going to come after Christians. That's their ultimate goal. Not a single person that went on the stage was actually talking about unifying the country. They were all talking about how to stop Trump, how to get Trump, how to stop his supporters, how to get his supporters. They were all saying nonsense like that. Every last one of them. This is what they were saying. And to show you how I was telling you that the majority of them were white, here's another shot from the crowd. Right? What do you see? What do you recognize? This is the hands off, right? This is the hands off. And I'm telling them, hands off of America, hands off of the children. But what do you see? Without me telling you, what do you see? And where's the diversity? I mean, wow. But then something stood out to me in this particular scene. And I'm going to show it to you here in just a second. something stood out to me that I wasn't even expecting to see at this event. But man, was it something. Look.
Communities, when you have a couple of congressmen, there's competition. In our community, we have cooperation and collaboration.
Y'all have heard of the Handmaid's Tale? Where it's some, I think it was like a series or movies or something. You know, I never watched it. It's a show. Okay, so it is a show. I've never watched it. I've just seen liberals show up and they wear this, but I've never seen this, right? I never expected to see this either. This is a grown man.
Collaboration. Because Greg and I both believe in it.
Look at that. This is a grown man. I'm like really confused. And I saw someone else, another white liberal up there, and he's taking his picture like, oh, this is so wonderful, so great, just taking his picture. And I'm like, man, what? I'm like I don't understand. So those of you that have seen that series, can you explain it to me? Or what am I looking at here? I don't know. Full transparency again. I'm being honest with you. I'm like a little confused. To my understanding, it's supposed to be, this is what I do understand about it. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. That these were women that were pretty much done wrong, and they only could do certain things, whatever the man told them to do, right? Is that what it's all about? I mean, is that what it pretty much is in a nutshell, Shannon?
Yeah, I think they're like suppressed.
Yeah, it's like, I never watched it.
I think it's supposed to be a sign of suppression.
So I'm like a little confused here. Y'all let me know.
He looks gay as all get out.
I don't know. I didn't go talk to him. And he looked at me a couple times, but I was just like, I don't even want to engage. I don't even want to. I mean, I'm like really confused.
Well, and while you were there, right, and they finally found out who you were, that you were a conservative, and one guy actually tried to come up and have a conversation with you, right, and he asked you, but didn't you find this event to be full of love?
Yeah, it was a black dude, because he was surprised that he says I just find it interesting that you're black, and it was a black dude that was talking to me, and that you're here and you're supporting Trump. And I said, well, I'm here because people don't know the truth, and this whole thing, they were lying. They were blatantly lying to people,
and they actually think their events are full of love. I mean, it's disgusting. And, I went to one event with Will before he went to this one, the Tesla takedown one.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting here filming him, and I'm away from him.
Yeah, so this is at the Tesla dealership.
This is at the Tesla
Shannon,
takedown.
she was operating the camera there. She didn't go to this with me.
Yeah.
She was at the Tesla event, but she was at a distance, right?
Right, and I was at
maybe 20 feet away.
Yeah, not very far though, but they realized I was filming Will. And so they were coming up to me and they were like telling me that, who am I? I need to tell them who I am. And I wasn't engaging with them. I was simply just looking at the camera and filming because it wasn't about me. I wanted it to be about Will, him talking to them. But they started calling me names. They started calling me, oh, you're a coward. You're not going to engage with that. I mean, they just started, it was so demonic. And a lot of them were older white people. And I'm sitting there thinking, you're an older white person. Grow up, right? It was so disgusting. One person said they're going to find out who I am. I guess that means that they're going to dox me or something just because I'm sitting there filming. Means. And it's interesting, too, because the lady that was saying, I had to tell her who I was and I wasn't going to tell her who I was. One of the guys at the event, he's like, oh, well. He's like, she might not be with him because, they told us they're going to send somebody here to take video and pictures of us. And I'm just sitting here going, these people are so paid. They're such paid protesters.
They really are.
They all say the same thing. They all have pretty much basically the same kind of signs. It's so disgusting. These people are being used and they don't even realize it.
Yep, they are being used. So here's another scene from this weekend, Saturday at the capital of Texas, Austin. And this is a Social Security worker this Social Security worker came out and was complaining, saying that they've lost a lot of jobs. And she says that they're trying to take your money away. Then she says, not the government's money, but your money. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness. See, this is the problem right here. This woman is a Social Security worker, and she doesn't realize the government money is our money. And she's a Social Security worker. I'm like completely lost by this. Listen. And if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up on this video and share the video.
As a SSA employee, and I'm here to tell you what's really going on at Social Security. Since January, we've lost over 7,000 employees and we're just losing people left and right. Nobody wants to work there. We're under the threat of losing our jobs. We can't, honestly, with the amount of work that we keep getting, we don't have the people to sustain it. We serve 73 million Americans at a 50-year low on retention. We don't have the employees to sustain that. It's an embarrassment. They keep telling us that do your job, everything's going to work out, but how are we going to do our jobs when we don't have enough employees in the office to see the people walking in the door? They keep turning off the computers. Why? To take your benefits. They want to privatize us so that we work at a 1%. 1%. If we go privatize, that's going to be 20% of our money, not the government's money. We've got to do something about this. Your voice matters.
I wonder what her answer is for the fact that in 10 years, Social Security is not even going to be solvent. They're not going to have any money to give anybody.
And the
so
reason
what's your
why,
solution to that?
And the reason why it was, I don't know, just probably no answer. And the reason why you've had some people in the past saying they want to privatize it to get the federal government hands off of it. I thought this whole event was hands off. Right? You get the hands off of it. They were actually taking, to my understanding, Social Security money and paying and spending it on other stuff.
Absolutely, they have.
They were spending it on other stuff that they should have never spent it on.
And we even showed last week where you had Nancy Pelosi, you have Schumer, all of them admitting that there's waste and fraud in Social Security. That means it's not going to the people that it was intended to go to. So, yeah. And even back 30 years ago, they were saying we need to do something about this. Well, we are now at the crossroads where you have to do something. Something bad is going to happen. That money's not going to be there anyways.
Something needs to be done. Something has to happen. Just like what President Trump is doing with these tariffs, President Trump knows that something has to be done. Look, think about it. I've asked people to help me out going to the givesendgo.com/website to help me keep my website up. And President Trump is wanting to do the tariffs to keep the country up. Right? You understand? So it's like I have to do something. President Trump is having to do something. And I'm asking people again, if you go to givesendgo.com/website, please help me keep my website up. Now, the Democrats, they would love to see me fail. They would love to see me fail. And that could possibly happen. It could happen, but it doesn't mean I'm going to give up. I'm still trying. I'm going to continue to try. But they would love to see it. Talking about what President Trump is doing, the positive things that he's doing, I want y'all to listen to this video here. Because a lot of the exports that's going out of the United States of America get hit with a lot of tariffs. But the exports coming into America, little to no tariffs. So all of these countries, they have been benefiting off of us. And President Trump is saying no more. Well, listen to Jake the Snake try to get her in the gotcha game, and she shuts him down. Talking about is it Australia? Sending beef out. But when we send beef to them, they tariff us like crazy. But when it comes to America, it's like no tariffs. Watch.
So just in point of fact, the reason that the European Union, even though they are our fourth biggest market for agricultural products, as you know, don't take as much American pork as you would like is because they have issues with hormones used in pork. I don't want to get into a whole debate over that, but it's not an issue about tariffs. But let me ask you about the computation of these tariffs, because conservative economists at the American Enterprise Institute.
But wait. Hold on, Jake. No. This is really important. You can't just say that. So here's the bottom line. They are using fake science and unsubstantiated claims to not take our products. So it isn't just that they have high tariffs. Thank you for making this point for me, by the way. I meant to make it. It's not just the tariff numbers. It's the way they've treated our products. Oh, sorry, we can't take your beef since 2002 because you use a certain type of feed. That's just absolute bull. It is not correct and not appropriate. Our supplies, our farmers and ranchers, we produce the safest, the most secure, the best food in the world. And so to use that for the EU to say, oh my goodness, we can't do it because of this reason, it's absolutely wrong, and it's not based on sound science.
Okay.
I'm glad she shut him down, because they all put that same message out there. They all put that same message out there. That they want to shut it down. Now, there are some cereals that, with the dye. Now, talking about cereal and stuff like that, there's some nations that won't even take it in because they won't allow the dye that they've been using here in America to make the colors look more colorful in the cereal and the different products.
Yeah, I was going to say that,
But when it comes to to beef, we're the capital of beef world, right? We're world capital of beef, right?
Well, we do.
We do a lot of it.
There's questions about our food supply. Even, JFK, that's why he is so popular with President Trump, is because he's brought up blowing the whistle on our food has, 40,000 different things in our food that other countries don't have. So, you know what? We do have things we need to fix. Now, do we have some organic food providers and all natural beef? Yes, we do. And those businesses have probably been stifled by regulation and other things in our government.
Yeah. Well, you've heard them when President Trump did the tariffs. There was one little nation that has a lot of penguins on it. And they're saying that President Trump put tariffs on a nation that is ran by penguins. And I didn't completely understand the reasoning for the tariffs being on a little island or a nation of whatever it is that consists of primarily penguins. Well, now I do understand it. And basically what it comes down to is that this little island that pretty much doesn't occupy anybody but penguins, these other nations that President Trump has put tariffs on, they'll take their products and they'll ship it to this penguin island. And then the penguin island they'll have it where the penguin island is actually sending out the products. That's what's happening. And President Trump put tariffs on the penguin island so that these other countries won't do that. See, they found the loopholes. Here, let me play this for you. This completely explains it in a nutshell. And of course, they're expecting the American people never, ever to find out this information.
When we saw the president stand in the Rose Garden holding up that chart that you helped make, that wasn't actually tariffs. That was actually confusing to investors because it was some kind of other formula, and the countries themselves seemed kind of random. Like, why are the Heard and McDonald Islands, which don't export to the United States and are quite literally inhabited by penguins, why do they face a 10% tariffs? Did you use AI to generate this?
Oh, my goodness. Did you use AI to generate this? Really? Now, listen, he's going to explain it to her. And I'm pretty sure, being a liberal, it's not going to register.
No, the idea is
why are they on the list?
Left off. Because the idea, what happens is if you leave anything off the list, the countries that try to basically arbitrage America go through those countries to us. Any country, like we had tariffs, the president put tariffs on China, right, in 2018. And then what China started doing is they started going through other countries to America.
Right.
They just built through other countries through America. And so the president knows that. He's tired of it, and he's going to fix that. So basically he said, look, I can't let any part of the world be a place where China or other countries can ship through them. So he ended those loopholes, these ridiculous loopholes. And now what he's trying to say is, I'm going to fix the trade deficit of the United States of America. It's a national security issue. We need to make medicine. We need to make semiconductors. We need to make ships. We need to have steel and aluminum. Come on. We need the greatness of America to actually be built in America. And he's tired of getting ripped off by the rest of the world.
Okay.
And you see, she's trying to argue with him on it. But okay. Don't want to hear it. It's not registering with her. They found loopholes. If President Trump does one thing, they try to find another way to stop him. Same thing like with President Trump sending these hardcore criminals out of our country. They go out and they find rogue leftist judges to try to stop him. They always trying to create loopholes to prevent President Trump from doing what he needs to do. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. And see, President Trump, he's on his A game. I mean, he really is. Because when he first did the penguins, I was like, okay, I'm not sure I understand. But, you know, I was thinking President Trump has a reason. And now the reason comes out. Because these other countries would use it as a loophole. Well, we'll just transfer the product over there and we'll just say the product is coming from the Penguin Island. Not us, that you have, 30% tariffs against us when we have 65% tariffs against you. We'll move it over there so you don't do the 35% against us. And President Trump is no. And you know what? I would like to see that if they do use the loophole, still try to use the loophole, that whatever the tariff is that they have, that President Trump has put on them, and let's say it's 35%, and then they route the stuff through the Penguin Island. Not only do they need to pay that 35% from the island, but they need to pay that 35% as well, or the 10%. Right? 45%. They need to pay 45% to stop them from doing the loopholes. That's the way it needs to be done because they say, okay, well, it's 10%. They'll go ahead and take that. So I'm hoping that's the way President Trump has it in place. Well, you're just rerouting it. So now you got to pay that 10% as well. So now they just spent more money rerouting this product to try to make it look like it's not coming from wherever country it is. They should have to pay they should have to pay the penalty for rerouting it. President Trump is doing it. He's doing the do, and I love it. I really do. I'm happy that he's doing it. I really am. All right, so how much time do we have? We had just a couple more minutes. Let me show you. Can you pull up the T-shirt, the hoodie, Shannon? I just want to show y'all. If y'all want to get one of these beautiful hoodies, you can get it on my website. If you want to pick one up, you go to my website here. Right there, uniteamerica1st.com. And you can see right there, Trump is your president again. That's the T-shirt there, or is that the hoodie? Okay, there's the hoodie right there. It's the same one that I wore to the event this past weekend. It's a beautiful hoodie.
One. That's the black one you wore.
Yeah, I had the black one on. So if you want to get one now, I'm telling you, I believe that these are going to be a collector's item. Seriously. So go to uniteamerica1st.com and you can pick up one of these beautiful hoodies. And
it's summertime.
It's summertime.
You can also order the T-shirt.
The T-shirt is
Trump
there
is
as well.
your president.
Yep, absolutely. Trump is your president again. And actually, when I was out there, I had this white dude come up to me and said, "You're just out here agitating." I said, "No, I'm out here protesting." I mean, protesting, you may feel agitated by me protesting, but that's what I'm doing. I'm out here protesting against you. I said, you have every right to come and protest against President Trump in America, and I have every right to protest against you. And he said, well, no, you're just agitating. Well, you feel agitated because of my protest. And I said, I didn't even say anything. I said, I don't even have to say anything. And I can't tell you how many people are walking through the mall. I went to the mall with it on one time, and I can tell you a lot of people loved it. And then some people just like looking at it. And then, of course, me being a black male, they kind of like doesn't compute, right? They're probably thinking to themselves, does he know what he's wearing? That's probably what they're thinking. Does he know what he's wearing? Does he know what he's wearing? I don't know. They never want to talk to me. I would like to talk to them. I'd like to have the conversation, but they can't handle it. Okay. I have more that I want to share with you from this Saturday, but I can't play some of it here And if you want to see it, you need to come to my show, Culture Wars. And if you want to find a quick link to that, on my website, it is on my website at the top of the page, on my website, if we can go to that, right there, you can see it at the top of the page, Culture Wars. If you go to the top of the page at Culture Wars at 1 hour from now, just over 1 hour, like 1 hour and 3 minutes, you will be able to see some of this other stuff that is just completely, which I cannot share on YouTube or I cannot share it on Facebook. Come on over to Culture Wars and you'll be able to see why, because you're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. So go to UnitedAmericaFirst.com. Right there at the top of the page, you'll see Culture Wars just 1 hour from now. Set a mobile alert. Get your phone out right now and do a timer for 1 hour from right now. 1 hour from right now, you go to Culture Wars and you will not miss it. 1 hour from right now, UnitedAmericaFirst.com. 1 hour from right now. And please, one more time, go to my GiveSendGo. Go check it out. GiveSendGo.com/website. Please go to GiveSendGo. If God puts it on your heart, anything helps. Anything helps. I got to try to meet my goal. This pays for my website for the year. I want to be able to keep it up so I can continue doing what I'm doing. This has been like the one place, it's like they're still trying to crush me. They really are. So I need your help. I need your help to keep it up, to keep it going, to keep the website hot, to keep it hot. And just it's like interesting because when we start putting articles out there for people to get some more information. I did articles once before, but we did start putting them out there again. But so I need your help to keep the website going. Any liberals that are watching this right now, they're probably excited that I'm on the verge of going down. So if you want to make sure we don't make them happy, please go to GiveSendGo.com/website. And I just did it like this so you can see what my goal is to keep it going. All right. And hopefully my megaphone will be here tomorrow. And when my megaphone shows up, I will do my live tomorrow with my megaphone in my hand to show it to you. Because I want to say thank you for blessing me, for helping me get the megaphone. So now I'm just asking you to help me, bless me to keep my website up. We'll see what happens. All right, everybody. That is it for me. That is it for me. Again, I can see people going to the website. I see people going to my website. It doesn't tell me who you are. It just tells me someone's going to visit the website. So thank you so much for going to the website. And maybe we should put the gifts that go on the website too, Shannon. Somewhere.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give
maybe
me
at the top somewhere.
That, but yeah,
it would be some time. Maybe we'll put it on there. So we got a 1 week to try to keep the website going. But other than that, you can go there and get the beautiful T-shirt right now, or the hoodie. You know, because some parts of the northern part of America is still cold, so the hoodie will be right on time. It was cold yesterday or Saturday and yesterday, but it was really cold Saturday, so I was really thankful that I had the hoodie on, and it was so beautiful, so beautiful. Actually, do you think you can run and grab it real quick, Shannon? It's in the closet, or no? Oh, don't worry about it. You know what? I'll show it to you tomorrow. I'll show you my hoodie tomorrow. All right, everybody. God bless. See you 1 hour from now in Culture Wars. You're not going to want to miss it.